Welcome back. Fargo City Commissioner and Deputy Mayor Dave Pepcorn has come under fire for comments made this week. Today, the Fargo Native American Commission addressed statements calling out his behavior, and they're not alone. The words by the Deputy Mayor Pepcorn have sparked a firestorm. He was speaking about Fargo's Engagement Center, the building next to City Hall that's meant to help the local homeless population and those with chemical and alcohol dependencies. The Fargo Native American Commission spoke against his comments.
I wonder if this is what the residents of Fargo wish to see in their leadership. Leaders who abandon those most in need because they've made a personal judgment about whether those people's lives are worth saving.
You can hear the comments and much more on this story on our website, valleynewslive.com. We did reach out to Pepcorn for comment, haven't heard back.
A new study is showing housing challenges in North Dakota aren't getting any better, even though there was an increase in pay across the state. The report says the incomes increased 41% from 2010 to 2020. At the same time, housing prices increased 51%, with the average home going from $163,000 in 2010 to $246,000 in 2020. It shows more families in the state have combined incomes over $125,000, but a majority of the households earn less than $75,000. 38% earn less than $50,000.
Sandy's Donuts is partnering with the West Fargo Police for a special project. We'll have those details next.